just coming in. I'm actually reading it as I speak. We now have a decision from a King County judge, a Snohomish County judge, in the lawsuit over the Burien homeless encampment ordinance. As you'll recall, the city of Burien enacted an ordinance that said there are going to be certain areas that are close to vulnerable populations, such as kids or senior citizens, in which we will not allow homeless encampments to, I don't even want to say establish, because it's even before the establishment. They're saying, no, not here, not now. Now, the only way that could be enforced is by the King County Sheriff's Office, which is the law enforcement agency that the city of Burien contracts with. But co-sheriffs Patty Tyndall Cole and Dow Constantine, the executive of King County, they are opposed to sweeps. Or I should at least say, to be fair to Patty Cole Tyndall, Constantine is against sweeps, and King County appoints its sheriff courtesy of the executive. And so Patty Cole Tyndall is just a body in this office, but really it's run by Dow Constantine. He did not want to enforce this ordinance, so they sued to get in front of a judge to declare it unconstitutional. What ended up happening was, as this was being decided, the Supreme Court decision that came down, courtesy of our conservative justices, and a city in Oregon that decided to step up and challenge the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeal ruling that up until this point has told us that we cannot simply sweep unless there's shelter space available for the people that you're sweeping. Court said, no. That is not going to be the rule moving forward. Local cities, whether it's Grants Pass, Oregon, or Burien, Washington, y'all get to decide your ordinance. You get to decide because you know your communities better. You all have different needs than others. So we're bringing this back to the city, and we're rejecting this Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals ruling from years ago. So that meant, of course, Burien's ordinance was very clearly constitutional. There was no doubt whatsoever. And yet, the King County Sheriff's Office still refused to enforce. We're going to wait for the judge. Well, a judge just sided with Burien in dismissing the case. It's been tossed. Now, based on my preliminary reading of the order, they basically said, the judge said, there are two reasons why this is being rejected. Reason number one, you don't have standing. You can't come to me, King County Sheriff, and ask me to get involved here. You do not have standing to challenge this particular ordinance, at least the way that they were trying to claim standing, which was the main argument appears to be Patty Cole Tyndall saying, well, if I enforce something that's unconstitutional, I can lose my certification to be a sheriff. Well, you just got that certification like 12 days ago. So, I mean, But he rejected that, the judge, or she. I don't know the judge's name yet. The other reason was they were essentially asking for an advisory opinion, which is precisely what it sounds like, which is unconstitutional. And so, because the King County plaintiffs failed to establish Article 3 standing to support this court's subject matter jurisdiction over the dispute, even if plaintiffs could meet the requirements for Article 3 standing, this court would still dismiss the matter for lack of subject matter jurisdiction because King County plaintiffs seek an impermissible advisory opinion. The judge ends up siding, and it's Richard Jones, sided with Burien. Now, I've reached out to the King County Sheriff's Office asking them for a statement, asking them if they will enforce or will they appeal. Something tells me they'll stupidly appeal because they don't care if they're going to waste taxpayer funds on a lawsuit that very clearly was not going anywhere from the beginning, which is what we said at the time. This was always just a stalling mechanism. And it was always, in its intent, a way to bully the city of Burien. That's all that they were doing here. It was a political decision intended to bully the city of Burien. Because how dare any community, under the watchful eye of Dow Constantine, take a position in which he does not agree. So we'll wait to see whether or not the next steps involve finally saying, okay, fine, we'll actually do the jobs that we're supposed to do, courtesy of a contract that we have with the City of Burien, or if they'll say, oh, no, we're going to continue to fight this because it's unconstitutional, even though, again, it is not unconstitutional.